Hello friends, welcome back. Vector analysis. Planes in space. Distance from a point to a plane in space and angle between planes. In this session, we describe an algorithm to find distance from a point to a plane. We describe that angle between two intersecting planes is the acute angle determined by their normal vectors. We also discuss the line of intersection of two given intersecting planes. By attending this video, the viewer is expected to learn the following. Familiarize with an algorithm to find distance from a point to a plane. Learn the method of finding angle between two intersecting planes in terms of their normal vectors using dot product of vectors. Study the method of finding vector parallel to the line of intersection of two intersecting planes. Learn the way of examining whether two given planes are parallel, intersecting or skew. We first consider the distance from a point to a plane. To find the distance from a point S to a plane AX plus BY plus CZ is equal to D, we proceed as follows. Stage 1. We find a point P on the given plane. Then we find vector PS. Then we find the direction of N, normal, and that is denoted by N is equal to AI plus BJ plus CK. Stage 2. Then calculate the distance being the length of projection of vector PS as D is equal to absolute value of vector PS dot vector N by absolute value of N. We find the distance from the point S with the coordinates 2, -3, 4 to the plane x plus 2y plus 2z is equal to 13. Comparing with the standard component equation ax plus by plus cz is equal to d of a plane, we have here a is 1, b is 2 and c is equal to 2. So a normal to the given plane is given by n is I plus 2j plus 2k. The points on the plane easiest to find is from the plane's equation or the intercepts. So what we do is we take the y-intercept. Y-intercept means where the given plane touches the y-axis. Let P be such a point. Then P is a point on the z-axis so that x-coordinate and y-coordinates of P are 0. Now putting x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0 in the equation of this plane, we get 2z is equal to 13. Z is equal to 13 by 2. Hence, a point on the plane is triplet 0, 0, 13 by 2 equal to position vector of S minus position vector of P. So, 2 minus 0 I plus -3 minus 0 j plus 4 minus 13 by 2 k. So, on simplification we get 2i minus 3j minus 5 by 2k. Now, a normal to the plane is n is I plus 2j plus 2k. So, absolute value of n is square root of 1 square plus 2 square plus 2 square. 1 square plus 2 square plus 2 square, which is square root of 9 is equal to 3. And vector n by absolute value of n is this one. So, we divide it by 3. So, we get n by absolute value of n is equal to 1 by 3 times I plus 2j plus 2k. Hence, the distance from S to the plane is D is equal to absolute value of PS dot vector n by absolute value of n, which is equal to, what is vector PS? Vector PS is 2i minus 3j minus 5 by 2k. So, we substitute here dot n by dot n. N by absolute value of n is 1 by 3 times I plus 2j plus 2k. We substitute here. I dot I is 1, I dot j is equal to 0 and so on. So with all those information, we can simplify this to 3. So the distance is 3. Now angle between planes. The angle between two intersecting planes is the acute angle determined by their normal vectors. See, in this figure, this is our plane 1. Okay, and this vector n1 is a vector perpendicular to or normal to plane 1. Plane 2 is this one, and it can be seen that this N2 is a normal to the plane. The angle between N1 and N2 is theta here, and this theta is the angle between the planes also. We find the angle between two planes x plus y is equal to 1 and 2x plus y minus 2z is equal to 2. Comparing with the standard component equation ax plus by plus cz is equal to d of a plane, a vector normal to the plane is n1 is equal to I plus j plus 0k. 0k becomes just 0. So we have the vector I plus j. And by looking the second plane, we have 2i plus j minus 2k. 2i plus j minus 2k is a normal to the plane, second plane. So the angle between the normal vectors using their dot products is theta is equal to cos inverse of n1 dot n2 by absolute value of n1 times absolute value of n2, which is equal to cos inverse of 3 by square root of 2 times 3. See why this 3? What is n1? n1 is I plus j. n2 is 2i plus j minus 2k. So n1 dot n2 becomes 1 into 2, that is 2, plus 1 into 1, so 3. Okay, the rest is 0 times negative 2 is 0. So we get 3. What is absolute value of n1? Absolute value of n1 is square root of 1 square plus 1 square. So root 2. The other one is absolute value of n2 is square root of 2 square plus 1 square plus 2 square. That is square root of 9, which is 3. So this simplifies to cos inverse of 1 by root 2, which is equal to pi by 4. Lines of intersection of planes. By looking into this figure, we have a line which is the intersection of two planes P1 and P2. This line is perpendicular to N1 because N1 is orthogonal to the plane P1. Similarly, this line is perpendicular to N2 because this normal vector N2 is perpendicular to the plane P2. So what is the conclusion? The line of intersection of two planes is perpendicular to both the vectors n1 and n2. So if we take the cross product of vector n1 and vector n2, such a vector is parallel to the line of intersection of the planes. The line of intersection of two planes is perpendicular to the normal vectors vector n1 and vector n2 of the planes and therefore parallel to vector n1 cross vector n2. In particular, vector n1 cross vector n2 is a vector parallel to the line of intersection of the planes. Example, we find the vector parallel to the line of intersection of the planes 3x minus 6y minus 2z is equal to 15 and 2x plus y minus 2z is equal to 5. We have observed just now that the line of intersection of two planes is perpendicular to the planes normal vectors vector n1 and vector n2 and therefore parallel to vector n1 cross vector n2. In particular, vector n1 cross vector n2 is a vector parallel to the plane's line of intersection. Here a is 3, b is negative 6 and c is negative 2. Normal to this plane is 3i minus 6j minus 2k. 3i minus 6j minus 2k. Similarly, by looking this plane, we have a normal to the plane is 2i plus j minus 2k. With these n1 and n2, we have the cross product is equal to notation ijk 3 negative 6 negative 2 2 1 negative 2. This is a vector parallel to the line of intersection of the given planes. We note that any non-zero scalar multiple of vector n1 cross vector n2 is also a vector parallel to the line of intersection of the given planes. Two such vectors are, see, multiplying this vector with a scalar negative 1, we get negative 14i, negative 2j, negative 15k. Another vector is obtained by multiplying this vector with 1 upon 14. By multiplying with 1 upon 14 we get this becomes 1. So I plus 2 by 14 becomes 1 by 7 j plus 15 upon 14. We find parametric equations for the line in which the planes 3x minus 6y minus 2z is equal to 15 and 2x plus y minus 2z is equal to 5 intersect. The procedure is as follows. Stage 1. We find a vector parallel to the line of intersection, and this is obtained by taking the cross product of normal vectors of the given planes. For these planes, in the previous example, we have obtained vector n1 cross vector n2. We also find a point on the line. In this stage 2, the required parametric equation is obtained by substituting the above values in the standard parameterization of a line. Stage 1. By the previous example, vector n1 cross vector n2 is equal to 14i plus 2j plus 15k and is a vector parallel to the line of intersection of the given two planes. We note that any non-zero scalar multiple of vector n1 cross vector n2 is also a parallel vector. To find a point on the line, we can take any point common to the two planes. The given planes are 3x minus 6y minus 2z is equal to 15 and 2x plus y minus 2z is equal to 5. What we do is, we put z is equal to 0 here and we obtain an equation 3x minus 6y is equal to 15, and also we put z is equal to 0 here and get 2x plus y is equal to 5. We get these two equations. And solving for x and y from these two equations gives x is equal to 3, y is equal to negative 1. Okay, already we have z is equal to 0. So a point on the line is triplet 3, negative 1, 0. Stage 2. Since vector v is equal to vector n1 cross vector n2, which is equal to 14i plus 2j plus 15k, we have a is equal to 14, b is equal to 2, c is equal to 15 and gives the required parametric coordinates as x is equal to 3 plus 14t, y is equal to negative 1 plus 2t and z is equal to 15t. We recall that two lines that lie in a plane are called coplanar lines. If two coplanar lines are given, then either they are parallel or they intersect. Parallel lines never intersect. Skew lines are non-coplanar lines. So, skew lines do not intersect and are not parallel. So, if we are given with two lines in space, either they are parallel or they intersect or they are skew. Example. We now examine whether the following lines taken two at a time are parallel, intersect or are skew. We first consider the first two lines. A vector parallel to the first vector is 2i plus 4j minus k. A vector parallel to the second line is 4i plus 2j plus 4k. Here, neither of the vectors n1 and n2 is a scalar multiple of the other. By looking here, we can see. So, vector n1 and vector n2 are not parallel vectors. So, the lines L1 and L2 are not parallel lines because n1 and L1 are parallel, n2 and L2 are parallel. So, n1 and n2 are not parallel means the lines L1 and L2 are also not parallel. We now examine whether the first line and the second line intersect. For that purpose, we put x is equal to 3 plus 2t in x is equal to 1 plus 4s and y is equal to negative 1 plus 4t in 1 plus 2s, which gives the two equations. This simplifies to 4s minus 2t is equal to 2 and 2s minus 4t is equal to negative 2. If we consider 4s minus 2t is equal to 2 as the first equation and 2s minus 4t is equal to negative 2 as the second equation, then first equation minus 2 times of the second equation gives, so we get a t is equal to 1. Which on substitution on 1 gives s is equal to 1. Now putting t is equal to 1 in the parameterization of line L1, we have 3 plus 2 is equal to 5 negative 1 plus 4 is equal to 3. 2 minus 1 is 1. Now putting s is equal to 1 in the second parameterization of L2, we get x is equal to 5, y is equal to 3, z is equal to 1. That is, we have seen that triplet 5, 3, 1 is a point common to the lines L1 and L2. See, here we have obtained a point on L1 as 5, 3, 1. Here also on L2 we have 5, 3, 1. So a common point is triplet 5, 3, 1. Therefore, we conclude that the lines L1 and L2 intersect at the point triplet 5, 3, 1. Now we consider the last two lines L2 and L3. The normal of L2 is already obtained, that is 4i plus 2j plus 4k, and the normal of L3 is 2i plus j plus 2k. It can be seen that vector n2 is 2 times vector n3. Vector n2 is equal to 2 times n3. So that vector n2 and vector n3 are parallel vectors. And already we have n2 is parallel to L2 and n3 is parallel to L3. So n2 and n3 are parallel means L2 and L3 are parallel. So it remains to consider the lines L1 and L3. We have so far obtained that a vector parallel to L1 is vector n1 is equal to 2i plus 4j minus k, and a vector parallel to the plane L3 is vector n3 is equal to 2i plus j plus 2k, and these two vectors are not a scalar multiple of the other. So neither of the vectors, and vector n1 and vector n3, is a scalar multiple of the other, and hence vector n1 and vector n3 are not parallel vectors. So the lines L1 and L3 are not parallel lines. We examine whether the lines intersect. Putting x is equal to 3 plus 2t in x is equal to 3 plus 2r, and putting negative 1 plus 4t in y equal to 2 plus r, we get 3 plus 2t is equal to 3 plus 2r, and negative 1 plus 4t equal to 2 plus r, which is equivalent to the system of equations r minus t equal to 0 and r minus 4t equal to negative 3. From this r is equal to t, and substituting this we get r is equal to 1 and t is equal to 1. Now putting t is equal to 1 in the parameterization of L1, we get the point or triplet 5, 3, 1. Since x is equal to 5, y is equal to 3, z is equal to 1, we get the triplet 5, 3, 1. Now putting r is equal to 1 in the parameterization of the line L3, we get x is equal to 5, y is equal to 3, and z is equal to 0. As z values differ, it shows that the impossibility of a common point as a triplet x, y, z on L1 and L3. That is, L1 and L3 are non-intersecting lines. Why L1 and L3 are non-intersecting? See, here we have triplet 5, 3, 1. And here we have triplet 5, 3, 0. X and y coordinates same, but z coordinate vary. So there is no chance of intersection. So the lines L1 and L3 are non-intersecting lines. Already we have observed that they are non-parallel. So non-intersecting and non-parallel. So it follows that L1 and L3 are skew lines. Hope you enjoyed the session. See you again.